Good afternoon, world. So, um, just a little thing in my head. Um, so I was thinking to myself, watching the video. Elon Musk is talking physics, other things. Has a much bigger grasp on the intricacies of all that. Now, I love physics. I love science. I love God above all. And here's the thing: so you got a jet aircraft, you got an airplane, whatever it is. It needs some sort of thrust power to put it in the air. Minus drag, power, and altitude, you always need something to move it through the air. So the higher you get, the less power you need to travel just as fast or much faster with much less effort is easier. You get to a point, you're in, say, space or an outer stratosphere, where you're virtually using very minimal energy whatsoever. Like in space, they use air jets to move the vehicles in precision, not for the super big takeoffs and landings, but even then they still use it to get them aligned. Well, all I'm saying is, the higher you get, the easier the suffering becomes. Now, the only difference is we can only survive as man at a certain altitude without outside help. And God doesn't need that. You know? And if you follow the life of Jesus to a powerful, always uphill, suffering battle, his life is suffering at some point, and most of the time you have no idea all life is suffering. Whether it's your suffering, somebody else's, something is always suffering to move forward. The closer you get to that peak, the more knowledge you have, the more skills you have, the easier it is to live on this earth as a human. But because you are human, you will always be plagued with the fact that you are a sinner and that you are growing older as you progress up that hill. Now, I'm almost 50. I got 2 more years. And even though I am, because of carnivore and God and following Jesus, am much healthier than I was just say a year ago, which I was super depressed. I lost a bunch of people in my family. My legs were super swollen. I was in pain constantly. And I started getting healthy. I researched everything. I was in the military. I did sports my whole young life, and still to this day, some sort of activity. And I've tried everything that works. You know what I'm saying? That or has worked. Never went vegan. Well, I did try vegetarian for a little while, but I was always sneaking meat. I don't feel good when I eat vegetables. I don't feel good and I definitely can go longer periods without food when I'm just eating meat or animal products. And that led me to feeling less pain, being able to get back to being more active and spending more time on my kids. But I still was missing something. I still had that I thought, oh my God, I'm just getting old, never ending pain. And I hurt myself real bad. And then I had a revelation, and Jesus came to me while I was in the hospital. And now it's always about pushing. I started it before I was a true believer, and I'm still doing it to this day. So it's been 10 months of solid every night doing push-ups and praying and finding time in my day, in my life, to support my family, be a better man, maybe not right the wrongs of my past, but come to terms with them and truly be sorry for having been that dumb and uninformed. And that wasn't all me, but I can only control me. So it was a turning point in my life, and I had to forgive a lot, especially myself. And even though I've given myself, and I want to say that I'm saved and I'm okay, but I don't feel per se. I feel saved. I'm no longer scared of anything or what people think of me for the stuff that I've done in my past, because that's it. It's in my past. I can't control that. I can only control what I do from here on in. So the higher I get, the easier it is to suffer through the hard times and rally through the good times. But it has to come from the understanding that we are not worthy unless we put our love in Him, unless we put our love in Jesus, and then try every day of our life to come as close to Him as possible. And what you're thinking, you already can't get that close to Him, because you were born a sinner. Inherently, we all have sinned and done something wrong. And that doesn't make us who we are. It could really, you could just say, forget it all. Sorry, my dog was trying to dig again. You could just say forget it all, and that would be the end of it. But isn't that what hell is? Just the end of it? All this for just worm dirt? That's low, that's down. That's why they always talk about hell as below and heaven as high. Because high is where you want to be. And I'm not talking about marijuana high, I'm talking about high on life. Feeling such a joy in the smallest things. Because it's crazy. Just the fact that we are on this planet, this spinning planet, on an axis that we gave it, even though there is no axis in space. Any point of the Earth could be an axis, but we only rotate a certain way with a little bit of a wobble. And that's how you get seasons. And all this came through atoms evolving to a thought process, to animals, to all of that. Single cell organisms evolving to multi-celled organisms. And where's the link? Where's the link? Evolution is still a theory. There's nothing in the world that we can prove with evolution. Adaptation, yes, but not evolution. Because if there was evolution from something, has to come from somethings. If everything was to evolve from one thing, don't you think we'd all be a lot more similar? But we are. We are very similar. The only difference is we're humans. We were made by God to be a conscious being on this earth. He already had all the other stuff. He made everything, made the animals, all the stuff, then he made us. It's like, woo. So, the higher you get, the less suffering you have. May God bless us all. One love, one race. That's the human race for all you non-believers. Our lives mattered. His life, as in Jesus' life, mattered. Jesus loves you yesterday, today, and for all of eternity. Keep pushing. The higher you are, the closer you are to God, the more you will see His love. The easier the suffering will be, the greater the joy will be. God bless. Talk to you all later.